Okay, hello everyone. My name is Janice Adar Ishako, and this is the Skill Room podcast. It's a podcast that introduces and spotlights struggles and stories of successful business owners, funders, and other people in the sector. So today we have our guest here, Mr. Theophilus Meimako, who is a co-founder of the Eden Farms. And he would be sharing with us his story about how he started and the journey so far. All right, so you're welcome to Theophilus.
Thank you very much.
Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Theophilus Meimako. I'm the CEO of Green Eden Farms. I wear many hats. I am a lecturer, I am a lawyer, and I'm a farmer. Agripreneur, yeah.
Lawyer, so how do we tie that? How do we tie being a barrister to being a farmer?
Sometimes it's confusing for me, because the roles and the jobs kind of they are interwoven, So at a point in time, there's no separation between you being this and you being that, because I have a bit of what I do in the two jobs I do. Okay, so. Because being a farmer also is more of innovation. There's the innovative aspect of the farming activities I do, So that's how it has been.
Okay, I understand that Green Eden Farms is a special kind of farming. So would you like to shed more light on that?
Yes, we're into agri-technology, and we develop climate-smart solutions such as scarecrow and cold storage solutions, to help smallholder farmers cope post-harvest losses, especially in rural areas.
Beautiful. So I would love for you to share with us your journey, where all of the interest started and the journey so far.
Yeah, that question is actually very wide.
Okay.
Where to start from is always the problem, but I'll just pick up somewhere. So the interest has been there, dormant, let's say, involuntary. Because when we were kids, our dad would force us to go farm, to work, and we actually didn't like that.
I'm sure.
We never loved that. So it buried something inside of me, and I became fascinated with what a seed does, just like what the scripture says. Unless the seed falls down to the ground and dies, it remains only a single grain. But if it dies, it yields a rich harvest. So it's beautiful to see something that you put to the ground, assumingly it's dead, but then it comes up, and then it comes up with a lot of fruits and whatever. So down the line, I think I met a friend who encouraged me. He kind of, I would say, forced me into greenhouse farming. That was where it started. And then from greenhouse farming, I transitioned to the tech aspect of it, when I met someone too as well. So most of my stories, the turning points of my story is me meeting people, both positive and negative. I've had a lot of influence with the kind of people I meet. So it's that there are people you meet for 1 minute and they affect like 3 years of your life.
Yeah.
Either positively or negatively. That I can attest to. And much of my story has been from greenhouse farming, now open field farming. And now most of the tech, we're into tech. As I said, the cold storage solution and scarecrow. The other one is scarecrow. Like it detects soil moisture, NPK levels, atmospheric levels of your greenhouse, So that was basically that's the function of the tech, and that's where we are at now.
It's very beautiful to learn about your innovations. I'm quite interested in how it started. The greenhouse experience you said you have. One of the common things that is currently happening is for people at the grassroots level, knowing how to start I mean, I've met a whole number of people. I've interviewed some business owners and people who are also just starting out. And the question keeps on being, where do I start? How do I start? And most of the time, personally for me, it has always been a dream, and what I've been seeing is the destination. I never saw, what the experience would be like. So how do you know the first step to take? How do you know how to continue? How do you know you're on the right path? And all of that's dynamics.
Yeah, so I think it's one day at a time. Yeah. Tomorrow has a lot of trouble for itself already. Yeah. So we take one day at a time.
Yeah.
And about the journey, I told you, it's just people and your character too as well.
Okay.
As motivational speakers will always say, you have to learn before you earn. So there's this learning aspect that you actually have to know what you're doing. And if you listen to Cosmos Maduka, Dr. Cosmos Maduka Koscharis, the CEO of Koscharis Group, he will tell you that the first thing you have in business is integrity. You must have integrity. So here I have a young man who wants to farm, maybe like yourself. And of course, if you want to farm, I would ask you, what do you know about farming? Okay. So there's something we do called pitching. We pitch our ideas to investors. Yeah, for some of the grants we've gotten, we pitch ideas to investors, and they listen to your idea, right? And most of the times they'll just ask you if you have a prototype. Some will just want you to just express the idea, and how beautifully you express the idea and how well you show them what you know is what will determine the next step you're going to take. Okay, so this is me, a guy just out there. I have nothing, I have no one. Okay, I'm just struggling and I feel I can do this, right? So I want to approach you and I need your help or something like that. But the first thing is, how well do you know what you're doing? That is where the aspect of volunteering comes in. It's not so popular with our youth over here, right? We just want to get paid for everything, but volunteering would actually give you an edge. You get to learn the job. So when you meet someone, oh, sir, this is what I know. I can do this, this, this. I know when I plant this and this is what it will cost for 1 hectare. This is what it takes for this is, you call the numbers and you give the statistics and the person will be moved. I mean, you give your shot 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you get someone that will be ready and willing to invest. We have a lot of people who have money, but they don't have business ideas.
Yeah.
All they're just interested in is, I want to give you 15 naira, I want 17 naira at the end of the year. I don't know what you're going to do, but if you can. But what would make that man give you his money? It's integrity, it's your consistency, it's the knowledge of what you do, right?
Yeah.
For me, seated here as the CEO of Green Eden Farms, it looks like I'm the boss of mine. But actually, I have people who pull me through. Yes, you ask me something now, I have someone I call. Okay, it's not like I have it all figured out. And that's the point. You don't have to have it all figured out. I met someone and he saw my greenhouse, the introduction to the technology aspect. I met a friend and I was just being me, just like, oh, you guys are doing something very nice. Yeah, you can have my space. Just use my space. And then out of their kind heart, they just said like, this guy. I said, this guy don't try for us. Let's do something for this guy, right? So they actually said in their words, we will blow your business. That's what they said.
Interesting.
Blow in the sense of, I said like, but I don't have this. I just had one greenhouse. Now I used to have 4, but I think I pulled 3 down. I now have 2. Yeah. So and they were like, we'll blow your business. I was like, but I don't have anything big. I was waiting to have like 20 greenhouses, 10 greenhouses, 5 greenhouses, and then that's when you would tell me that we can do something out of it. But I felt I had nothing. So I'll tell the young person, what do you have? What do you have in your hand? What are you holding? Do you understand? Yeah. So what you're holding could not just be physical. You could have an asset that's within you. So I'm just asking, some people know how to sell. Like if I know you know how to pitch, right?
Yeah.
Better than me.
Yeah.
I sit down, I call you, I have this idea, I want us to go into this and this. We approach people, you speak, and I will explain.
Yeah.
Or I will give the data, and then that's how it works. So my journey and the success so far, how I started, it's not just a lone thing. I always have a team, starting from the greenhouse to the open field, to the consultancies we also offer. That's how it has been.
I totally agree with you. I mean, if I should also start, looking back to how we started, it's always people. I mean, I was sharing with someone yesterday, and I was just saying that when God wants to help you, He sends you men. He doesn't send you money, Money can finish, but when He sends you men, it's a total package. It comes with all of the extra that the person comes with. So if you're to highlight, let's say, 3 essential points for someone so let me use a story. I know someone who has wanted to support young ladies, and somehow that dream came alive. She's been doing her the best she can do, carrying out projects. And of course, you know how carrying out projects can be, especially for those who are just starting. You're in between, I want it to be perfect.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want this to flop. I want to get it right. So what's your recommendation what are the 3 points that you would highlight as the essential things she should take note of in order to allow her a perfect pivot point?
Yeah, so one, aside from having knowledge of what she's doing, knowing the sector.
Okay.
You have to know the sector.
Yeah.
You have to know, if you're looking for funding, you have to know how the sector operates, what they want. I mean, before you sell, you have to have a market.
Yeah.
You don't just go producing stuff that there is no market for. The first place to start is your consumers, to know what sells. Secondly, I would say, third, first is knowledge.
Yeah,
second is knowing the sector. And then third option should be, there are quite many, but collaboration. Collaboration, I mean, this is possible because we have a lot of hardworking people behind the set.
Yeah, right? You're right.
So nobody can make it alone. I always tell people, I'm here. I have people who, for some of our applications, right?
Yeah.
They sleep in the office.
Interesting.
As I'm here, some people are in the office working.
To make it.
As I'm talking to you, some people are in the farm, right? I'm just like the ceremonial head being here, and then seemingly taking the glory, but you have to work with people. And now, in our society, the world is global. The competition is stiff. You need to have, people I'll call my bosses are just, the oldest of them should not be more than 27.
Your bosses?
Yeah, the oldest of them. They don't like
Nigerians?
Yes.
That's shocking because majority of very successful people are old.
These boys people are doing things, right?
Wow.
So for I can just say we have the only pad making factory in northern Nigeria, and it's here.
Yeah, I think I know about that.
Yes. So, and these guys are young people. These guys are, I don't want to call numbers. Yeah, I just want to be moderate. These guys are people who are working hard. We spent, for one of the grants we got, we spent about 3 days working. And that 3 days are no bad. Because it was back to back. We were just, it was hectic. It was hectic. But I think what came of that was that we got $100,000 grant, and I can tell you, it is impossible to do that thing alone. Yes, it is impossible to do that thing alone. It was very tedious. I couldn't. You 1 minute they request this document, the next minute they're asking you of this, next minute they're asking you of this. So once it comes, okay, you do this, you do that, you do this. So on the top of the list, aside knowing what you're doing, is have a strong team, have a reliable team, not just for business, but in life. I can tell you there are people that can just pick up my phone now. One of them, if I just tell them something happened. I had an accident 3 weeks ago. Yeah. So I just picked up the phone and I just said, Josh, this happened. The only question he just asks you, are you fine? 2, where are you? 3, he's there.
Oh.
So business for me translates into life. So it's hard to separate, say, business and life. That's why sometimes I talk about integrity. When you have these collaborations, you want to make sure these are people that your visions and your objectives for life is something that will transcend time.
Yeah.
So I can tell you we've had some business hassles that only friendship could solve. Otherwise, you end up having a team where this one wants this, and then there's a conflict, and then there's a breakup because you guys are successful. But despite the numbers, we are still able to stay together. 1, because of integrity, and 2, because the business ethics is very professional. We're very professional. I mean, when you see me walking, you'll be like, I'm a mean person. I mean, but the older guy is mean. I hope he doesn't see this. But we're just being professional. Yeah. So, and I'll tell someone, if I want to hire someone to work with me, I'll hire bankers. 1, and maybe footballers.
Why?
I was a professional footballer once.
So you like people in your sector? That's
Not
why?
like I like people in my sector. The discipline there, when I was in Plateau United, the discipline there was high. Like if you say 10 for 10, we come there 9:30 for 10.
Wow.
Yes. And then the other sector I've seen that is what's it called? Banking sector. So the discipline too, I think I had it when I was in Ireland.
Okay.
When I worked at the high school, and I worked there too as well. So the discipline there was very high. When you say 10, 10 is 10. When you give a task, I mean, we also have a very young agripreneur. Her name is Rit Katmalenka. She's very resourceful. We just keep on throwing applications, apply this. She's always, yes, sir, yes, sir. In fact, I talk her down to having a private life because of the work and the level of commitment she puts into the job. So you see where the team comes in.
Yeah.
Team is very important. So I'm not just here alone. I have a lot of backup.
All right. You've said some very essential points. You've talked about team, community. I mean, that has been a major thing we've been going around since we started. So one other thing, you've gone ahead to introduce a major aspect that we're supposed to talk about, which is funding. So now with, in the simplest way you can talk about to someone who has zero idea about what it is about, I would love for you to shed more light on funding, how to assess funding, how someone with zero knowledge can find out more about it, and maybe let's say just the basics for you to have sorted before you can consider funding.
Okay, so first off, opportunitiesdesk.org.
Yeah.
Good. So I just want to be practical. That's why I didn't bring any script. I just want to flow as it works for me.
Okay.
So for funding is a major challenge for every startup, as we know. And then everywhere you go, it's just the financial stress of starting a business, especially here in Nigeria. How much it takes to register your business, marketing and stuff like that. So I'd want you to check, aside from opportunitydesk.org, we have other websites that could offer you the possibilities. That's why I talked about knowing what you do, first of all, knowing your worth, and then knowing where to get the market. In this sense now, this website I just gave you is like a market. That is where you can pitch. 2, I know you can pitch from friends, families. One thing you should know is that money is always around you. You have to have what it takes to pull it out. It's value that makes money flow. So what value are you offering? right? What can you give to make me remove my money, right? So this is me, an average guy, and I was giving a business presentation, and I referred them to opportunitydesk.org because I was in Namibia last year, right? It was not self-sponsored. It was sponsored by the African Union. My business was picked as one of the 2 businesses picked from the whole of Nigeria. And I think about 28 of us in the whole of Africa.
Interesting.
Now, for us Nigerians, we will say you have to know somebody. It's hard when I tell you, you go say, na I'm Papa helper. I know person for government and stuff like that. But I saw the opportunity the way it was there. And I applied. Right? We applied with my team. He said, I think this is something, I didn't know anybody. Right? And then we applied. Next we got was jokingly. And then there I was in Namibia because I took advantage. They'll ask you questions about your business. They'll ask you questions about...
Is this during the registration process or when you got there?
No, this is when you check online, Opportunity Desk, you will see the eligibility criteria laid out there. Okay, and that's why you have to do some of your homework, like having your business registered. Okay, yes, having your business registered, having your financial documents set. So
when you say financial documents, you're referring to
statements,
bank statements.
Yes, okay. Management, financial management. I mean, with AI now, AI has democratized learning now, in the sense that learning is now on a playing field for everybody.
You have access to the right.
Yes, you have access to everything. Yes, and then we also use AI to help leverage some of the things we do because it's hectic, right? So these things now, the darker the cloud, the more the light can shine out of it. So there's a transition going on now, you know, for us, the younger ones. There is an era, we are moving into a new era. And we're complaining of the old system. The old system is not working, right? And we are all tired, yeah? So we are at the advent of a new era of having things like this to help us, you know, do your business. I mean, you can sit down now with your phone, you can create your website for free.
Really?
Yeah.
Please shed more light on that.
I think there are apps, you could check it off. There are apps that could help you. You can copy any website, and then you can have your own website for free. You can just ask AI to code, it codes.
I'm trying to understand that because now we have to talk about, I mean, I remember the last time I was trying to find out about designing your website, and they talked about you have to have a domain name, a domain space. So how does AI bypass all of that?
Well, I'm not the technical person here, but at least I have my fair share of using AI, and I know how it works a little bit. You know, if you know how to do prompt engineering, just ask it to act as so and so, and I need it to do so and so, right? And then it does that for you. Okay, look at this application. I need you to write this and this and this for this application. These are the requirements. See what it comes up with. And then input, you have to also, you don't submit it like that. You have to just have your own input, tailor it to how you want it to look, humanize it.
It's not as easy as you say. So one of the things that I also do is I love to build communities of starters, founders, non-profits, and business owners. In the non-profit sector, I mean, there are lots of them I can commend. They are doing amazing fieldwork, groundwork. But these same funding subjects, that's what you keep on hearing. I know someone who said, I have been applying for funding opportunities for the past 5 years, and I've still not been able to get any. Are there specific, you know, things that you think may be the things they're getting wrong?
Well, it will be hard to generalize. I could just speak generally. I don't know what her strategy is. Yes, what her objectives are and what sector she's working in, you know. Yeah, so, but...
You've highlighted some very important things.
Yes, generally.
Objectives, strategies.
Now, amongst the team I have, somebody's job is just strictly to look for opportunities. That's what he does. In and out, he's always looking for opportunities. And I've learned something. The harder the application seems, the more likely we are to get it. You know why?
Why?
Because most people, when they start, they just dump it. Yes. So we determine success by how hard the application looks and how popular the information is. The Bible will tell you that my people perish for lack of knowledge. Yes. Your business too can perish for lack of knowledge. So what are you sourcing? Where are you sourcing it? I mean, we pay for information, right? So if the information is very rare, you have to go in, enter, to get the information. It's like, we are very sure we're going to get this. And if it's popular, it's out there, it's viral, and then everybody's applying, but it's very hard. Page 1, you answer like 15 or 20 questions. Page 2.
What are some of those questions, if you don't mind?
Yeah, they're just there. They can ask you, they need your audited statements, they need you to give financial projections. You need an accountant. We have an accountant. I mean, if you have nobody, you have a friend who knows accounting. Get the person. Do you understand? I need a financial projection for this business in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter.
Financial projection, like a detailed breakdown.
Yes, of what you use the money to do.
Wow.
And then sometimes they can give you a template, very hard template. I can't even explain them. If you're not a professional, you can't attempt those templates, right? So we'll just call our accountant. Have you worked on this? And then experience counts. So for some of us that have handled, say, contracts with some countries, like one of the hardest projects we've had to work on is with the Canadian embassy.
I hear about that a lot.
They are, my God, to the T's you have to dot the I's and cross the T's.
Yeah.
Like every detail, they are so particular. So you also need professionals to help you to get some of those things done right. I mean, we have to shoot videos. Your videos, like all the setup, you have to do them perfectly. I have to get a videographer. I mean, there's something I can do with my phone. Yes, I learn because I always walk around them. So at least I know one or two. But there are things I cannot do myself. I have to call this guy. So please, I'm going to so and so place. Can you help me do this and this, right? And they are there to help you do that, this. And most at times, the people who fund you don't actually get to see what you're doing on ground. So how good you present your business. You ask her now, how many times has she called a professional photographer to maybe take her pictures, of her events? That is one. Then ask her to how many times has she maybe engaged the services of an accountant. So these things are some of the things that would actually affect the funding that they get. Knowing the market, working with the right people, as I said, the sectors and how professional you present your NGO. Can't just go to part A, carry your phone, snap, and then you just put it up and say, this is what. No. You have to tell the story and you have to tell it well. Yes. You have to create the content and it has to be top notch.
All right, so please go ahead and share with us some of those questions.
Oh yeah, so I have a sample of one of the applications we made. Yeah, so I want us to interact. I would like ask you and see your reaction. Okay. So does your business generate between $100,000 and $500,000 in annual revenue and employ between 5 to 50 full-time employees?
So those are the questions. Do you want me to answer as
Yes,
though,
I wanted to answer.
as if I'm writing an essay?
Yes.
Interesting.
Should I ask again?
No, there's no need. I'm trying to ponder on it to know if I can even answer because, first of all, it's either a yes or a no.
Exactly, that's what I wanted. Yeah. And then for applications like this, the answer is not a yes or no. You have to, project, speak to your projections. It's not enough for you to say, does your business generate between 100,000 and 500,000? Of course, the answer is no. We know you don't have the money, okay? But you can say, after saying no, you give explanations. Although our projections reflect $1 million in growth because of X, Y, Z. Okay? We have a population of over 230 million people, and with the annual subscription at $300, we have this in the northern region, you just flow through. You make them see possibilities. So for most people that apply, don't just apply and just say no. They ask you, do you have this? You just say no, and you just let it be. Ask you, do you have this? You just say yes, and the answer is there.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get any funding. Do you understand? You're trying to make them believe in your vision. You're trying to buy them in. Okay? So you have to speak to that place you want to get to. Always remind them. Always remind them. So the next question now is your business based in one of the eligible countries? These are some of the criteria. The eligible countries here is Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, or Ghana.
Those ones are clearly spelled out.
Good. So I think aside from the country indicated above, does your business have operations in other countries? If yes, select the second. Okay, that's that. Question number 4. Do you have a certificate of incorporation? See how important that is.
Registration.
That is your registration. If yes, what is the date of your incorporation? Now let me go down. I saw a question in 49, right? So they'll ask you, what type of support are you seeking from ACFM Seed Lab? So before even attempting some of these questions or before approaching someone for funding, you have to do a background check on the activities of that particular organization. You also have to know who is funding these guys. Most of them have partners. What are the partners interested in? Okay? You also have to know who were the previous winners of this particular grant. What did they present? For example, your friend, she wants to apply. Okay, who is she applying to? Okay? She's an NGO, yep. The NGO is there. They're actually doing everything they believe is right. But what is right for you might not be what is right for them. So you have to go out there, look, carry out your own research, see those who have been funded previously, understand their work, look at the visuals. Do you understand? And in most cases, you also reach out to the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to ask them, please, I'm so and so. And most of the times they respond to you on LinkedIn, on
Especially
Instagram.
LinkedIn,
Yes,
right?
especially LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a more professional setting. So at least they know they will respond to you. When they go, they see your profile.
Yeah.
So this person is, they will respond. Okay. So these are just some of the, for example, here they will ask you, what are you going to do with the say $500,000 if you win? That's a blank statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also a trap.
What don't they want to hear?
So here, this question now, it has more to do with financial acumen. You have to get an accountant. Say, this is numbers, this is not explanation.
So you need a detailed breakdown with attention to details of the numbers.
Exactly.
Interesting.
That's what you need to do, right?
Wow.
Yeah, so these things might be simple, but we learned them over years. I'm just here saying it, but it took us years and a lot of pains, to learn.
Brings me to the first question. Stephanie, I think I met Stephanie once, and she shared with us how one of the applications required, staying overnight, and you mentioned something like that as well. So how did you apply? When did you apply for your first funding? How did you, I'm sure prior to that, you probably had a number of failed applications. So I'd love for you to share with me when you got the first funding, and how many failed attempts you had prior to that, and the people you needed to reach out to, and how you finally got that.
First funding 2023 in terms of tech innovation, right? Applying for the tech, we spent a number of sleepless days,
Like
applying.
how many?
Yeah, I think that was 3.
Okay.
Just for the presentation or whatever, but it has been a long week of of rigorous work, sleepless nights,
Wow.
you know. And so our first funding, 2023. Secondly, you said the
Okay.
funding and...
Yeah, when you got the first one, and then how many failed attempts you had before that?
Sometimes when I call figures, it's like, it's nice. These guys are enjoying. If I open my email now, you see the number of rejections we have.
I'm sorry, I hate to.
Yeah, sometimes you don't want to read that. Just see, that's how it comes in.
Yeah.
They just tell you, dear so and so. Just know that. So we just
They
pass.
know.
Yes. But once you see your headlines, congratulations.
You already know.
Yeah. But we almost missed one we got recently. Because they started the email with dear.
There was no congratulations.
There was no congratulations. And something let me just open and check. I just clicked, just scrolled, and the congratulations was really low. So we don't count failed attempts. We don't count it. We count our goals. What is our set goal for the first quarter, and what have we made? So it's like we keep on pushing, not minding the number of failures. No, we don't count that. We just count what we've gotten, and are we there yet? What do we need to do to push harder? How can we get there within the set time? So that's what we check. If we were to count all the the rejections, I think it would be disheartening. I mean, for the last one, what happened the last time was one of the organizations asked us to send our account details. When you get to the stage where they ask you send Adar, means something is going to drop, right? So just imagine someone asking you to send your account details, and then after 2 days, they were like, sorry, you were not. And one of us was like, I want to send them an email to just, I said, no, okay, just calm down. These things happen, right? Just calm down. These things happen, so just let them be. But they raised our hopes.
So it didn't drop?
No, they didn't. They just sent us a message letter to say, we're in the top 5 or top 3. And they sent a message to say, okay, send, because we're used to these things, yeah? Once they ask you to send your details, it means it's a clean deal. And I think the application was for $460,000.
Wow, I missed it.
Yes. And then they said, send your details. After sending details, they
went quiet.
Yes, they now went quiet, and they now sent a message that, sorry, you didn't make the top 3, blah, 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 blah. Why are you asking me to send mine? So that was disheartening enough. It dampened us for like 1 week.
Oh, no.
2 weeks, But still yet, while down, we're still making applications, right? While down, we're still making applications. So just forget about that, and we'll say we'll try again. Because most of these opportunities are yearly opportunities.
Yeah.
So you miss this one,
you're going to get
to the next one. All right? And then we'll have to think of the strategy. We'll have to sit and think, okay, what was it we did right, and what was it we did wrong?
Exactly. Brings me to the next question. That what were some, I'm sure that when you were failing, there were some things you were not getting right. So what were some things that, you were doing wrong that you had to get right as you continued?
Yeah, a lot of things, right? One, you must also have knowledge that there's a lot of politics in the sector. 2 as well, you must understand the politics.
Wow.
So if, for example, we're applying for something and the previous winner, the past winner is in Nigeria, and it's maybe a global stuff or maybe West Africa, or so what are the odds that you'll be chosen again? Those are some of the political. Sometimes it's not like you're doing anything wrong. It's just that it's not favoring you.
Yeah.
It's just that this is not what they want. Your ideas are excellent. So you could meet me now. I have this excellent idea. Everything is working fine. I mean, I'm interested in your idea, but I don't just have the money.
Yeah.
I don't have the budget for that, but I believe in. So that's how it works sometimes. Right? So it's not like we're actually doing anything wrong, right? Aside from timelines, maybe not meeting timelines, ensuring that before we submit some of the applications, we make sure that 1 or 2 people go through the applications before you submit,
Okay.
right? I would have to see the application, oh, this is what you did, this is what you did. And that's why we have a lot of people. Like, I'd want you to just help me check this thing. Do you understand? So aside from little oversight, maybe not answering well, not giving them what they really want, other times, and most of the time, is just that the political space, the political aspect of innovation is not just favoring. Yeah, so that is why you don't allow the rejections get to you. Innovation is not just favoring. Yeah, so that is why you don't allow the rejections get to you. It's not like your work is bad, nothing is wrong with your work, but it's just that they are not focusing on your region.
Right now.
Yes, your region might be included, but you know the politics.
Yeah.
Right?
So why not just take it out? Like, why include it if you know that you would not be considering?
Taking it out would be taking, what would I say? I won't say taking God out or taking the possibilities of God out, right? If you do your part, I was listening to a song this morning, you do your part, God will also do his part. God is no respecter of persons. Now, that is a general rule. For every general rule, in law, we say there is an exception.
Yeah.
And the exception is what keeps us, okay? The exception is what keeps us moving. So I don't just we approach every application with, it's possible, right? It's possible. What we have is, that's why I said you have to know your what. You have to know what you have, right? You have to study, and then, so that's how we apply. So we don't just say, this is not favoring us, or the past winner is this. It could still be possible for us.
How many applications do you apply simultaneously?
I think every day we have submissions of 2 or 3.
Every day?
Yes. Some have
365 days multiplied by 2.
Minus weekends. Sometimes we submit weekends.
Wow.
Right? Sometimes we submit weekends. So for some of the applications, they are just like short forms.
Yeah.
They are just like 1 page, 2 page, and then you submit. But to be modest, I would say we have 1 submission in every 3 days. That will be modest. Let's say we have 1 submission in every 3 or 4 working days, if not more. So that's the rate of.
On an average, how many percent yes do you get?
In this sector, we don't actually check the yes. We check the weight of the yes. Okay? I could apply for a $10,000 grant 20 times. I don't get any. I could apply for a $500,000 grant, euros, and I'll get one. So you see, it's about weight and quality.
Yeah.
So we don't check maybe the frequency. We go for quality. We go for the weight of the grant.
All right. So if someone should get a grant successfully, what are the odds that if a person should apply again, he'll get?
No, for some of them, you apply once, past winners don't. You can't keep on coming back, right? But I'd also highlight some of these applications are not for grant. For example, this one I'm having now. I've traveled to Namibia, was in Abuja, fellowships, and not really necessarily fellowships. Going to Algeria, probably China. They don't actually give you anything, but they give you that platform to succeed. Okay?
Yeah.
So some organizations will not really award you. I said these are some of the politics you have to understand in the game.
Yeah.
Some organizations don't award you merely because you have an excellent solution. They also check who you're partnering with, right? So if we apply now, okay, we're partnering with African Development Bank, one of our partners, Floor Mills of Nigeria, Haifa International, and then when you apply, they see that, this organization has, you have backup from this organization. There's every likelihood that they will consider you, So sometimes you have to go for partnership creating credibility for your business. So you don't go for the money directly, okay? Look for free trainings by reputable organizations, right? So when you have these free trainings from those organizations, they give you a board, they give you a platform. So, oh, my business is backed by so and so and so. I was like, oh, I think that's nice for people like this, so for you to go through training with these guys, or for you to have a partnership with these people. It means your business is running and they give you a chance. Yeah, so in fundraising, you don't most at times go for the money first. You have to be strategic.
Yeah.
It's strategy, right? Yeah, it's strategy. So you have to do your research. You have to know the funders of, the partners of that particular organization, what they fund, and then tailor your application speaking to them. Exactly.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Another question is this. When did your organization finally become afloat? Because when funding comes in, you're just starting out. So there are a lot of things to balance. So I want to believe that your organization is afloat already. I'm correct, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so at what point, because even the grants that would keep coming, some of them are coming, to just help you balance out. So at what point did you finally balance out?
Well, there is no perfect business. There's no perfect business. So the answer would be not a yes and not a no, right? So most of these projects are meant for you to execute a particular project, right?
Yeah.
So if the monies are meant for project A, you don't misappropriate and take it to project B.
Yeah.
Okay? So we have multifaceted approach to our business. We have the greenhouse, we have the open field, we have the tech aspect of our business.
Yeah.
Okay? So I would want to say yes, we are coming up. We're coming up. As long as you don't know my product out there, I'll tell you I'm still not balanced out. I'm still trying to push because of
where
the
you
goals.
want to be.
Yes, where I want to be. So I can't just say I'm there yet.
Yeah.
The business is afloat and stuff. So I would naturally not want to believe that, so that I can push.
Okay.
Yes.
So as a business administrator, for me, when I say balance out, I'm referring to structure. I'm referring to systems that can run on their own in your absence, that you can have a thriving organization even when you are not there, even without necessarily coming up every day to say, I need you to do this, all of that. Just everyone knowing that when I come to work today, this is what is expected of me. And then also preparing for building shock absorbers for those who would leave, fall sick. So all of that, that's how you define a well-structured business.
Yeah, so you're the manager, right? So I think we need your services too more. Okay. So we're still not
building
there.
that. Okay.
That's the point, So
yeah.
I mean, I have to do most of the things myself too as well. Creating a structure that will stand a time requires a lot of time too as well.
It does.
I mean, the deeper the roots, the taller the tree.
That's right.
Okay, so you have to actually sink deep, to create that structure that, will be there to survive, whether you're around or not.
Yeah.
So we're still trying to go around that.
All right. So picking up from what you shared, you mentioned that you still have to do some things yourself.
Yeah.
So I'd love for you to share with us how long your organization has existed and the work you still do.
Yeah, registered 5 years.
There you go. Okay.
And I still go to farm. I think after now, aside from golfing, I'll go to the farm and then check what they're doing, and we actually work. We have a 23-hectare open field farm in Fobol, and that's a lot of work. I mean, when I wake up, like last year, we wake up 6, go to the farm, we don't come back until 6 p.m., right? And I still have to do that, still have to have a run at my work. Maybe some days I'm off. For the days I'm off, I'm in the farm. Some days I'm in the office. Yesterday, I left the office around 9. The day before yesterday, around 11.
PM?
Yes, PM. My colleague sleeps in the office, right? Yeah, so he sleeps in the office, goes home the next day because of the workload. So all around everywhere, we have engagements. We have engagements all the time. So, and the organization has been existing for like 5 years now, registered for 5 years, but we've had the farm far more than that, And then the technology too has been there, but formally from 2003, we started formalizing to get something out of the tech. So, but for me, my testimony not really testimony, for businesses out there, what worked for me, something that is not common in the business space, right, is, I'll tell you this. Josh won $50,000 grant. You know what happened? Very uncommon. And I think that's where most of our strength lies. If I come here and tell you all these things, you can still try them and they won't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I have the duty to tell the truth. And this is the core of this business. And this is the core of the truth. Yeah. So, Josh, there was I think, mathematical equation that they had tried solving in one of the fellowships he went for. And that equation was for $50,000. They couldn't solve a particular stuff.
Is this a mathematical grant?
No, yeah. Sometimes for what he was working for.
Okay.
He's my friend, right? I'm just using his story to tell you this is not Green Eden Farms. Okay?
Yes.
So they had some equations to solve, and they had problems solving the equation. Yeah? So he prayed, just like Elon Musk. Elon Musk will tell you, and Tesla, most of the ideas they have. I'm driving that because I want to talk about the ideas that young people have and the ideation stage. He prayed and he slept. I know what happened. Just like, I think the case of Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible. He saw a hand. I think, yes, that was not a hand. He saw Dr. Paul Enenche. I'm not trying to promote any church, but that's what just happened. That's what he dreamt. That's what he saw. He saw him solving the equation in the dream.
Testimony.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, you saw it?
Dr. Paul Enenche, right?
Yes.
Yeah, morning prayers.
You saw the testimony?
I saw the testimony. And it was solved for him in his dream.
The person is close to you. You can meet him, right?
Interesting.
Yeah. So he saw Dr. Paul Enenche writing the equation in his dream. Now, if I had known, I would have... He made a shed out of it. The equations, that's what he saw in his dream. And that equation solved and gave him $50,000 grant. Do you understand? So even for business, there's more to business than what meets the eye.
Yes, a lot more.
There's more to business than what. If you run businesses, I can tell you the experiences we've had when we were traveling. For example, when you go to most of these countries, you see them hold their charms and whatever openly. And these are people you're up against. These people want the $100,000 as much as you do. They want the $1 million as much as you do. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So we've had where some of our colleagues, where you either have strange occurrences in the night. We're a bit conserved here if you're not a Christian or a Muslim. People hide their identity, but out there it's not like that. And these guys are brutal. They come with all they have. They know what they know. Of course, the Bible says that those who know their gods will do exploits.
Yeah.
So they know their God. Do you understand?
And they are doing exploits.
So sometimes you wake up, you discover that you're sleepless. Let me tell you the event that happened in Rome, Italy.
Yeah.
One of the ladies, she's in Abuja, not my colleague's room. When they settled in for the interview the next day, like pitching event the next day, when she was sleeping, her door was opening and closing What you saw literally in movies, horror movies, yeah, the tap will open, the TV will switch on, and the doors will be squeaking up and down. You know, happened the first time. She went, switched off the TV, closed the tap, locked the door. It still opened. So she had to run then before she saw somebody coming to strangle her. So these are some of the untold stories that innovators go through.
Happen behind the scenes.
Do you understand? Yeah. So for me too as well, at a point in time, I think one of the breakthroughs came in when I just made a simple prayer. You know, I said, God, I said, please, me, I know how to make friends anyhow, but I just want you to help me. I know this is my weakness, right? I just need you to help me bring people that can project me. And I will tell people, if you want to listen to me, I can bring people on this podcast who have excellent business people. My in-law, for one, you give that guy 10 naira, it will become 1 million naira before the end of the year. But I just feel I have a space to say something, especially if you are tired, if you are failed, if you are, it's me, come to me. But if you have had a excellent business run through, you know that A since when you did primary school, B, you know, yes, I know them. You go and meet them. I know them. There are people like that. These people are excellent people. These are the people you can, but me. But if you are tired, you have failed, you know, I thank my parents, they tried. You know, I've had failed businesses. So I can't imagine how much. But you know what I said? I just said, I believed. I said, one day, one profit will make up for all the losses I've made in my life. I kept on saying that.
Trouble for your trouble.
I didn't know, yes. That's why I was telling you earlier on that the highlights of my life is people. I know what a person can do in your life, right? So the highlights of my life is meeting people. And I don't take people for granted. When it comes to me, my networking is more stronger than, I have people who do the desk work, but I don't joke with networking because I know the influence of what one person can do to me, you know. So even for my work, when I started, something that gave me, that introduced me into this tech and AI stuff was when I was in Ireland, you know. I was just sitting down, praying in church, facing the face Jesus, somebody just tapped me from the back. Now, this is not me pitching, this is not me doing anything. He just tapped me. And he said, I have been observing you for some days. And this is a black professor. Please, I'd like to just meet you. Here's my card. That's what happened, you know. So he didn't know who my father was. I was just a guy who was just there. And I remember that morning, what I just prayed for, I said, God, please, just show me favor. Show me, I just need favor. And just one man. You know, he introduced me. Then I just left Plateau United. That was the year we won the league. Okay. Yes, I just left them, you know. So he introduced me to a football club, introduced me to a coach. The club wanted to take me. They were even asking me if I can reduce my age. I said no. You know, I came there for school, right? So, and he gave me a job. I think 1 year after I finished working there, I got a job in the same university, employed by the same man. This is just one man. Do you understand? So I understand in the course of my life that God doesn't work with number. You might have a lot of failed businesses, you might have a lot of wrong people in your life, but God is so powerful that he sends just one person that can make up for all the losses that you've made. You know? So just that one person gave me a job. One person introduced me to one person, changed my life. Coming down to this person, still today, I tell my friend Nango that introduced me to the greenhouse. I tell him thank you. Because I don't know what my life would have been if he had not. He practically forced me.
To come into that.
Yeah. Then I had money. Just behaving anyhow. I was single. You know, I was single. I had money. So money no be a problem. I said, this guy, did disturb me. Why are you forcing me to do this thing? He did. And then down the line, I still met Josh, you know. And at this point, the story is changed. I'm not trying to call all the negative things that have happened, all the things I've lost, no. So this is the transition. I'm just trying to say that there is another phase to business. there is another phase to business. It gets to a place where it becomes very brutal. And you have to be ready. If you know what you know, that is good. What about the other aspect?
Yeah.
What about the other aspect? So sometimes people just try to ask you about businesses. We give them some of these things, even not for podcasts like this. If it's a business summit, I literally will just tell you, you check the LinkedIn, you do this, you do that, you do this. But when you can't go innovation, 1 week just can't jump press your neck. You're like, is this part of innovation?
Yeah.
Yeah, some people really need the money, and they can do all they will do everything to get the money.
That's it. I was just trying to open a quote I saw yesterday on Instagram. So it's about business. I'm not going to disclose her name, but she said, building in Africa is spiritual warfare. And Holy Ghost intelligence outperforms the most well thought out business models. I highly recommend. And I totally agree. It's not just in Nigeria. And now you've also affirmed that it is global. I mean, whatever it is you think you are holding on to, just hold on to it well. Whatever spiritual, force you're holding on to, just ensure that you are holding on to it firmly. And for us as believers in Jesus Christ, it's important for us to know that that is God or God. For me, and I'm sure for many other people too, I've believed that mine is a call. And so because of that, irrespective of where I was serving as a business manager, and it's a dream for many people, I'm sure. I was working in a successful sector, we already have the numbers. So my major problem was just to ensure that structure was there, system was there, and we were opening up. And structure and system comes easy to me, so it would have been easy doing all of that. I'm just trying to say how I feel responsible and how God calls you when he gives you a call. And, leaving all of that behind just to do what I believe is purpose for me. A lot of us live life trying to survive, wherever the money, anywhere we money day, na dear me I day. And there are lots of people in that circle, especially because of the trend now that everyone is just trying to have money and living out purpose and doing something meaningful. So this is also an open encouragement. I'm really glad that you're seeing this as also as a space to share this kind of honest and raw beliefs about business.
Yeah, so for me, right, I tell you sometimes we stay in the office till 12,
you said
3.
that.
You know what we do most of the times? That was just a blank statement I gave you. But most of the times we are praying.
Wow.
That's what we do. Like for me and the other guy, right?
Him, yeah.
Yes. Not the other guys, when they've gone. We are there, when we finish application, I pray, we go pray.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, just last week, one of our colleagues was supposed to travel to the US. So they held a visa. And, it was just, and there's some procedural red tapes and, things were just, I said, guy, I see what thing that happened. Say, make we do small activities. We stayed in the office. We prayed. The next day, everything dropped.
See?
The next day, something that they told us we should wait for a month. We stayed in the office and we prayed. The next morning, the thing dropped. So this aspect of innovation, how do you explain that to somebody else? Because you have some hooks, you have some things sometimes that wouldn't just go well.
And honestly, only prayer can solve.
That's the point. So for me, I even more than business. That's why I tell people I just love. I know I can give hope to anything that is dead, anything that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love seeing dead things come to life. Okay. And probably I think maybe that was why my journey was characterized with a lot of failure. That might be my mistake, but they say God can use your past for His glory. Just like St. Paul, so...
That's been it.
I just believe that even the ideas you have... See what the Bible says? It says, I am the Lord your God. I give you the power. It is the idea. You have it. You have a business idea. You think of it. Just bring it to... You can actually actualize these things.
Start from anywhere.
Yes. So now I sit down, I have a business idea, I walk into this room. I just feel like, okay, I have an idea that this could be done, this. I just call my developers, can you people do this? It's an idea. And only God knows how much
What will come out?
And most of the innovation we have now was an idea. And you cannot tell me you are bereft of ideas. So God gives you the ideas that you sleep on daily. You know, so you just have to find a way to express them. And you never could tell what will happen.
That will be the end of it. All right, so rounding up, I'll ask you, what's one thing you have to say to a lost founder out there? Someone who, someone like me, I stopped working without knowing what exactly I wanted to do. All I knew was there's something else God will have me do, and that's what I want to do. I didn't have it clearly. So what would you say to someone like that? They're just lost, but they know there's something they want to do.
That sounds more like a spiritual question than a business question.
Anyhow, yeah.
We are all lost in a point in life, either in decision making or a journey and stuff, you know. So I used to tell my friends when they see me sitting down quiet, and I'll just tell them, you have to be a man within before you can be a man without. I have to solve my problems within before I solve it outside. If I don't have joy within, you cannot be happy around me. Okay? So this question is more about self-discovery, knowing who you are. And they tell you a product cannot know its function. You cannot know the function of a product without the manual. And for us, what is our manual?
Correct.
You know, yes, what is your manual? You have to fall back to somebody to bring that. That's why I said these things cannot work. For example, I just woke up one day, I said, God, please show me favor. I'm confused. Help me meet somebody that, I do that every day. Just wake up today, I say, Lord, I'm confused about this. At least, can you just help direct somebody my path that could just solve the problem for me? And it works. And sometimes, you know what happens? If I'm confused about a particular thing, God can be so funny. He sends somebody who has a similar problem. And then
just join people together.
And then when I'm explaining that thing to that person, the solution comes up. It was not like I knew it before. I didn't. But while explaining, while sharing, you know, the solution comes. And I'm talking to him, I'm like, listen. So sometimes we don't sit down sitting as though we have it all perfected out. Yeah? Sometimes we could be sitting in the same problem, but something beautiful comes out of us sharing. Something beautiful comes out of collaboration. You know? So there are ways to start this thing out. You talk to somebody, you know, you pray it out, you know, you just explore in the right places.
Yeah.
And your network matters a lot. The kind of people you surround yourself with. You know, so you could have friends, someone will say, okay, I can see this in you. People can actually see your call and say, I feel you're really good in this. You can do this, you can do that. But if you get friends when I cruise morning, night, and evening, what do they want to say about you, even though you cruise? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I think these are some of the things that could actually help you discover yourself.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
we're really glad to have you. And thank you for sharing a beautiful story with us. Good to have you another time.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for watching. We look forward to having you on our next episode. Remember to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you can see more of this.